What's up, YouTube? It's Leonardo here. Uh, Yesterday I've been playing some abbasid on my main account, which was actually first games of the ladder on my main account since a very long time, at least of this season. Um, and I wanted to highlight one of the games and also show you guys a little bit of the game, so I'm showing them here. Um, so yeah, we've been playing some pretty strong opponents, which is the Muslim, Wham, Jue, and Louis. And so Louis is a promising up and coming player. People are speculating like, hey, maybe this guy was gonna be a top 8 player soon and stuff. And he's also pretty high up on the ladder. And we got 3 games against him. And I think this matchup, the abbasid against Otto, is pretty fucking hard. It's one of the, if you look at all the win rates for all the matchups, I think it's one of the worst in the game in terms of win rates. Personally, I think Delhi against China is probably the worst matchup in the game, but alright. And I wanted to have a look at this game in particular because, in general, it's an upset for me to beat Louis, and especially in a rough matchup. So that's probably the most interesting game here to have a look at. So that's what we're gonna do. So I've been opening, going berries. I did the little teleport trick, which is, yeah, I think everybody should know this by now, but if you don't, pretty sure it's my very first video on the channel that I made pretty quickly after release. I've been going for this build where you make a house with the food fills instead of with the gold fills, and then I rally 1 to gold, then I rally back to food, and then I rally to gold again. If you just rally to gold twice straight away, I should change it here if I remember it on time. Okay, just barely. If you go 2 gold straight away, then your gold fills should build the house, and it's just very, very small difference in terms of your age up time. So, yeah, if you might be easy on yourself, just rally the first 2 to gold. So in most of these games, sorry about my throat. In most of these games, I've been playing Eco Wing, and kinda not going wheelbarrow, and also getting my first foodstuffs later, just getting my second TC as fast as I can, which is usually around 445, 450 is when I start building it. I think compared to having your second TC later, like you could go wheelbarrow fast food stuff and then build your TC at like 530. But then you're just down 2 vills because I'm building it 40 seconds earlier. So I've been going for a quicker build, but in this matchup, I felt like I want to go military wing because even without scouting, I'm pretty confident that he's gonna go military school H1. So there's gonna be spears in my base, and what the military wing allows me to do is for me to take control. I don't have to worry about the units in my base, and instead of him asking me the question like, hey, can you defend this, I can start putting pressure on his base instead. So we're gonna go with the military wing. I'm kind of checking where the spear is. I've seen that his scout has been here, so he's probably gonna send the spear there, and I believe the spear usually shows up around minute 3, so I'm gonna try to figure out his base and see where I can harass, like where are his mines. So the spear does show up, and I just set my rally point for military school. I didn't check for the mines because I felt like I'm gonna have the scout here to make sure I can kill the spear, but maybe I should have just committed to scouting the mines instead. So yeah, we cleaned this up. I didn't need the scout, but I guess at least the sheep are home. So I drop a stable straight away, this is an early stable, and then a barracks. I'm not sure if I needed the barracks straight away, but I felt like I just want to upgrade the pikes. I always feel that the upgraded version is so much stronger than the Dark Age version. And we're gonna just go forward with these units. He just breached up, so he's not gonna be able to deal with it just yet. And I get a pretty good Golden Age timing, 5 minute 10. And Golden Age is a very big increasement of your eco. The 15% I think is pretty underrated. This is stronger than Wheelbarrow for sure. So that's also why I was just making buildings. And we've been gathering stone for a second TC, but we're not rushing it or anything. We're just doing this on the side while making units. Probably gonna upgrade my spear soon. And just figure out where his mines are. Fortunately, there was nothing in the front. We're just gonna have my scout have a look while the military is kind of chilling here off the side, preventing him from mining stone. Gonna have a look at his gold, see if I can punish that or not. Yeah, we're upgrading our spears. And now we want to get our second TC. This is all kind of sort of fake aggression, but it's hard for him to deal with. It's a 2-2-2 army. So there's no clear answer for him to easily... Like, he needs at least 2 different units, right? He can't just go full spear or something. Full horseman or... So I'm giving him a lot of questions, basically, like about where are you going to deal with this? And if I wasn't going military wing, then he would be the one posing a threat. He would be on this stone, like the spears would still be here. I would have to train archers, then he could send in the horse, or the whatever they're called for Otto, the Sipahi, I think. I would never be able to build a risky TC. I would have to put my TC in the base because I'm being pressured. So I'm buying myself a lot of freedom here. And the cost of it is a more expensive TC, because I'm not getting the reduced price on it from the Eco Wing. But overall, just the amount of freedom that I have for this part of the game, that's what I'm getting here. So yeah, you might look at this and think, well, your military wing didn't get much for you, but it only killed 1 spear. But just the freedom and the tempo that it gave me to take control of the map, that's something I would have never been able to pull off with an Eco Wing. So, and for that alone, I think it's good. I think Eco Wing is generally better for 3TC play, but I think if you're gonna go 3TC in this matchup, you're just asking to die, because Otto can get a big mass in H2 and then, you know, they're just gonna overwhelm you. So I'm mixing in archery rings now as well. I just have the 1 on gold. I do want to get fresh foodstuffs at some point. I think generally around minute 8 is where I try to get it. Even if I go Eco Wing, I usually delay it. Because it's not that good early. Especially not when you're producing from 1 TC. But now it becomes better. So that will be my next priority in terms of attacks. I didn't see those. But yeah, we're taking these berries, and then we'll probably also get this hunt. Still have some berries here, still have some sheep. So we've got ourselves a decent amount of control. And yeah, now we're getting fresh foodstuff to make our food last even longer. I think this is the second time that I don't spot them. But I do at least reply on time, so. Okay, he's coming here. So I'm just gonna be able to put my army here. We have the DC defense here, so that food is secure. And at this point, I'm fairly confident I'm probably playing 2 TC against 1 TC. There's a possibility that he mined enough to go for his OSAC at TC, we're not really scouting. But if he did, then ours was faster, and we should have the Villi just from being faster. Abbasid is also feeling good about second TC. I got Golden Age. So if he decided to follow me with a second TC, I'm cool with that. And if he didn't, then he's probably gonna have to all-in me. But yeah, this is kind of where I'm I'm sort of playing the guessing game here rather than just having the actual information, which is oftentimes better. So I'm lacking scouting information here, but I'm just making army, getting ready for potential all-in from him, knowing that I have the better eco, basically no matter what he chose to do. So I'm feeling good here about picking up my military numbers. You don't want to just randomly decide to go castle here or something, right? You want to just be able to contest this army. So something to note here, in a fight like this in the stealth forest, what's important is that I have a scout in the army, which is going to give me a lot of vision about what's going on. And I don't think he has one. I'm gonna keep playing because there's a lot of sounds, but yeah, you really want to have a scout in your army in these sort of fights. Okay, you see my scout has died, and now everything becomes a little bit more vague. But overall, I'm winning the fight, just because I've been messing so many units. And behind this, I want to DC, so I'm in a pretty significant lead at this point. And I'm just trying to kill as many units as I can, but I don't have to... he did have scouts. I don't have to win the game here. I can just rely on my higher virulence numbers than him. And these archers are really strong because they get the 2 ranged armor with the metal. You could try to seize this opportunity and make a ram and really go for the kill, but I think he's going to be able to spam a lot of units. So I'm just kind of keeping up production a bit, mixing in some farms because my food is not going to last forever. And trying to burn down this military school before I leave. And this is kind of the time where I should consider getting out of his base again. We took some momentum, we cleaned the military school, and our recon is in a good spot. I would have liked to see myself probably macro towards an H-up already. But just massing, knowing that he still has to make a move, is probably alright. But okay, I do re-macro to gold now. I guess I was just kind of distracted with the fighting, that I didn't re-macro on time. And I saw that he mostly had archers left. So I'm making more stables to be able to contest the military side of things. And I already have these archery ranges. But I have 14 archers which can one-shot a pike. I don't want to have a lot of hills on wood right now, I just want to age. So I'm ceasing production of the archers. But I make sure I have enough food production to keep horseman production going. Enough food income. Because you don't want to just randomly idle your production buildings. I could easily die if I do that. And yeah, this is like the scariest part of the map. So I'm kind of putting my army here. And then walling this off. So that my wood is basically safe. I have this guy scouting a little bit. And then protecting my food income. Yeah, and just these couple farms, I think this is nice. Doesn't make it so he'll just fall flat all of a sudden. Yeah, and you should just keep producing here. And then also age up. Like, common mistake with abbasid is that you kind of just age and then you don't make units. And you build up like a shitload of resources for once you age up. But the problem with that is yeah, you can just get all in. So I got a quick little glimpse of what he's doing. He's camping outside my base. He's been messing a lot of units. So I'm also doing the same. Gonna try to get my ranged armor. And just producing everything. So yeah, do not try not to pile up too many resources for once you hit up in a situation like this. In some games it can be good, because you want to get like H3 units. But in a situation where you know the aggression is coming, um, yeah, I need army. So he's mostly onto the archers, but I've added these extra stables expecting this to happen. And honestly, I should just pull these hills into the TC to have TC fire here. Split off some units to deal with the ram. I don't have to win the fight, I'm aging, right? And he's not. At least there's no shot he could be aging with the way he decided to go for this attack. So as long as the ram is gone, kind of put in a halt to this aggression a bit. I could probably put my horsemen into the TC or something. Like, you really want to have the TC fire here. So I don't like how I played this overall. I should have had either vills or units in here. So I went with the culture wing to be able to get the cheaper tax. And at this point, I'm just making knights, which are gonna do great against him. I always get my second ranged armor as soon as I can. And it looks like this TC is probably gonna go down. I've been a bit slow with this, in my opinion. Gonna try to repair and garrison with the vills now, but I should have done this ages ago. But just trying to pick up the pikes. I do feel that against Otto, it's hard to tell the difference between the pikes and the archers. But I want my knights to carry, and he's walking through this TC fire. But yeah, at this point I have the big momentum. TC didn't go down, I have substantial vill lead, pretty sure. I got 80, he's got 50. But that's just because I've been on second TC for this long. I feel like I have enough momentum to go for this hunt now. And we're just constantly spending res. I think archers can be still pretty good in H3. People don't make them enough. He goes for another all-in, which I wasn't expecting. I thought it was my time to attack. But I don't need the TC. I have a 30 villager lead, so it can go down just fine. As long as I can just win the game here, in my opinion. Because he can't really deal with the knights archer combo. And I have like a couple men-at-arms in the mix. Okay, I got raided a lot here. I didn't even notice this. Yeah, he has to go H3 because he could never deal with my army otherwise. Especially the men-at-arms are kinda impossible for him. So what's so great about just training feudal archers is that they help me deal with the pikes, and then the knights can take over. Since I have second ranged armor, I don't have to worry about the TC fire. I can just kind of get in there. He gets the Janissaries, so I'm just targeting those. Like anything that is any sort of anti-cav, that's what I target. And even though he raided me behind this, like, and I lost my TC and stuff, my eco is in a healthy spot, so I don't need more eco. It's all about just spending your resources, which I think is a main struggle that people have with abbasid. They just don't have the production buildings to spend all their resources. So yeah, I think interesting example of where military wing can work. It was this one, I think. Yeah. And yeah, it might look like military wing didn't do much, but like I was saying, it actually did more than you might think. Just in terms of momentum. And in certain matchups, like maybe against Otto, or maybe against Mongols if they spear your shoe. In these sort of examples, military wing can do a lot for you. And I think in a more calm matchup or where you want to make DCs, you probably want to be on the eco wing instead. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope I made some points that you can do something with. And I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.